Hello. So today I'm going to be talking about the one big game changer that you need to do to make your social media a success. If you ever feel like you're posting on social media, but nobody has ever seen it, maybe you're getting a bit disheartened and you're just thinking, what's the point? I'm posting frequently on social media. I never get any engagement. My visibility is really low. I certainly don't get any business. Then you're in the right place, because today I'm going to be talking about the one thing that you need to do to make your social media work for your business, to help grow your followers and to make money through your social media. And I can tell you now, it doesn't involve paying for ads. So who am I to be telling you this? Well, I'm Bex, social media expert, trainer and consultant, and I have a company called Social Media Executive, and I specialize in training businesses to make money from their social media, to attract clients, to grow their followers, and to create social media platforms that build communities. So today I'm going to be sharing some of the tips that you need to be doing in order to really make a difference on your social media platforms. If you do have any questions, please post them in the chat, say hello, ask me anything. I'm always here to help, and I love questions on social media. Okay, so let's have a think then. So you've been doing your social media for a while now. You've been posting, but you're not really getting much visibility. Okay, you're really struggling. And generally speaking, the issue with this is that basically you are broadcasting to your audience. Is that right? So you're broadcasting all these messages out to your audiences, but you're not really getting any engagement. And that's the problem. The problem is you're actually broadcasting. You're not actually connecting with your audience. Oh, hi, Sarah. Thanks for saying hello. Again, if you're watching, please do say hello. Ask me any questions as we're going along. Okay, so most businesses, when you're doing your social media, you think, crikey, I've got to push out these messages. I've got this to promote. I need to tell businesses, I need to tell people about these amazing things I've got to sell, that these amazing products and services that I've got. So I've got to tell people. A little bit like your website, on your website, you need to broadcast what you offer. But there's a vast difference between a website and a social media platform. On a website, people are actually going onto Google and searching for your services. Okay, you're getting found for those. On social media, nobody's interested. They're not searching for your services. They don't have a need at this point in time. They're on social media to connect with family and friends, be entertained, follow pages that they might be interested in. Okay, they're on it for the social side. And this is the one thing businesses forget when it comes to social media. Social media. We always remember to do the media, the broadcasting side, but we forget the social side. Okay. And this is absolutely crucial to your social media success. This is about connecting with people. It's about having a two-way conversation, okay? Not treating it just like a billboard. If you treat it like a billboard, you're not going to do very well on social media, okay? The trouble is if you're treating it a bit like a billboard, then you're not getting engagement. The social media robots, the algorithms are not really understanding that you've got great content. Social media platforms need to serve great content to their viewers, because they don't create content. They rely on their viewers creating great content. And the only thing they're going to do is really focus on those platforms, those social media, those businesses that are creating really interesting and engaged content to share it to many viewers. The only way the social media platforms can tell if your content is interesting or not is if you've got engagement, likes, shares, comments. If you haven't got engagement, the robots are just going to assume your content's pretty crap, okay? So we've really got to focus on building this community and building this engagement. And this is the one thing that's going to change, okay? So I'm going to just share with you a few tips now on how to create that. And again, at the end, I've got a lovely little giveaway as well if you need to help you with the engagement as well. So do stay to the end and I can tell you how you can get your hands on some fantastic ideas to increase your engagement. So we need to build a community when it comes to our social media. There are 3 really powerful ways that you can do this, okay? So the first thing to do in order to create a powerful social media presence is basically to encourage comments and build conversations when it comes to your social media platforms. So there's a number of ways you can do this. And again, I run a membership group called the Social Flock, where we come together each week and we write our content together. But more importantly, I go into much more detail with our members on how you can achieve this. But there's things like asking engaging questions, making sure that you're replying to any comments that you might get coming into your platforms. Really trying to think about, okay, how can I get people engaging with my content? Okay. And this is a little bit like the way, if you were going to the pub, for example, to meet your friends, you wouldn't just sit there and just tell them everything about what you've been doing, what you've been up to. You wouldn't just sort of broadcast it all, would you? And then go, right, job done, I'm off now. Okay. No, you wouldn't. You'd basically ask them questions. You'd find out what they were interested in. You might talk about their interests, even if they are not particularly that interested in that. You'd really find out about what they're interested to know. And that's what creates a great friendship. And that what creates great social media is if you can make that connection with your followers, create engaging content that they want to have a conversation with. Okay. So the second thing that you need to focus on when you are looking at your social media, and I can guarantee the majority of businesses that have social media platforms don't do this, is basically engaging on other people's profiles. Okay, engagement. So that's not just engaging on comments that come onto your page, social media page, but it's actually engaging on other people's pages, other people's profiles, depending what channel you're on, and really engaging with those. Now, there's a strategy behind this. Again, you have to be quite strategic, but basically don't post and ghost. So don't just post on your own platform and leave. The little robots are monitoring what you're doing. If you're providing valuable contribution to the rest of the community by commenting on other people's posts, then they're registering that. They're seeing you as a valuable member of that community. So again, look at engaging. 50% of your strategy on social media should be content. 50% of your strategy should be engagement, because the little social media algorithms, the little robots, are watching your every move. So if you're engaging and being a good community member, they're going to prioritize your content over and above others that aren't. Okay. So really think about the third one, really, is thinking about collaborating. You know, can you bring people into the conversation? Can you tag people in? Can you create content that, you know, you both have a passion about and promote each other's social media platforms? Think about collaborations in your sector that you could do on social media when it comes to your content. So, for example, with my live streams, I quite often have a guest. So again, I've got Caddy Earl joining me next week. She'll be my guest, and she's going to be sharing some of her tips and advice on your mindset when it comes to social media. So again, do join us live next week for that. But again, that's about collaborating, and it'll be, you know, tagging her social media pages, and we'll both be talking about this live stream that comes up. So again, partner with others, join trending discussions, and basically just actively participate in groups collectively and do those collaborations. Again, if you've got any questions as we're going along, do let me know. And I've got some really amazing content ideas to share at the end of this live stream. So do stay a little bit longer, because I'm going to be talking about the impact and why it works, okay, and what you need to do next. So the impact, why does this work? Well, basically, once we've got more engagement, the social media platforms are realizing that actually the content you've got is pretty good. You've got a strong community that's following you. And actually those followers will then start promoting your channel for you. You might start to see them sharing your content if you creating valuable content. You might start seeing them inviting people, tagging people into the comments. That's when you know you've built a great community. So for example, when I used to work at Nomad Games, a video games company, where my love of social media grew, they were broadcasting. Classic example of broadcasting. This game's on sale now, 50% off this. Do this, buy that, buy this, buy that. Okay, broadcasting. That's all we did. When I joined the team, I completely transformed their social media and I developed it into a community. I talked about physical board games. We didn't sell physical board games. We created digital board games. But actually by talking about the physical board games, then that actually created interest within our target market because they loved board games. Yeah, they were happy to talk about board games till the cows came home. So we really tapped into their passion that was related to our very niche sector. Okay. All of a sudden, we got people leaving us great reviews, commenting on everything we did. So when we did do that sales post, when we did do those broadcasting posts, because you do need to do some of them, they jumped on it. They were like, yeah, brilliant. This is great. I'll buy this, share this with my friends. We had massive success. And that's how I grew their social media channels from 400 followers to over 20,000 in 3 years. 20,000 people, but they were engaged. They bought from us. It led to the sale of over 1.5 million units of our first ever product within 3 years. So it does work. You've just got to work on that engagement side. Okay. It doesn't matter what size you were. We were a small new business startup. There was only 12 of us working in the company at the time, but it worked. And it basically massively helped to grow the business. Okay. So what do you need to do next? Well, the next thing you need to do is engage on this video. Tell me if you've seen it. Tell me if you're watching it. But more importantly, tell me what you're struggling with on social media. I can help you. What is the one thing that you hate about social media and you really find difficult? Please do put it in the comments. Or if you've had an amazing success, share it in the comments. So start today and start by engaging on this video as some good practice. And also, I'd love to know who you are and who's watching. Do join me next week for the live stream with Caddy, because this will help with your mental resilience when it comes to social media. Sometimes getting over that mindset shift to really sort of make your social media flourish. So do join me as well. But also, I'm developing at the moment 101 content ideas to increase engagement on your social media. I'm developing this as a free download. So if you want a copy of that, please do post in the chat. Yes, please. I'd love those content ideas. Post it in the chat. And once it's ready, I'm hoping it's going to be ready next week, I will send you a copy of that. But if you don't tell me, I won't know. So please do post it in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. If you need any more help and support or want to know a little bit more about the social flock, please do join the social flock by the end of the month, because I am closing it to membership. We have reached a high number of members. We've got nearly 30 members now in the group, so I am closing it for a while whilst we serve our new members and implement some new portal as well that we've got, which is really exciting and is going to really help our members in there and share lots more tips and advice on how to grow your social media. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next week again live at 12:30. Have a great week.